together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I will be joined here by my brother Tim in just a couple minutes. But we continue the grind of the dog days of summer. Baseball. We have plenty of baseball today. Full slate in the MLB for this Friday, July the 12th. Last weekend before the All-Star break, then it's going to be a little bit spotty for action. So definitely looking forward to getting down this weekend. This could be a tricky weekend, guys, because this is the weekend before the All-Star break. Monday's the Home Run Derby. Tuesday's the All-Star game. Then Wednesday and Thursday, there's nothing. And then there's games on Friday. So we may not have shows this week, potentially. I don't know yet. Well, we'll figure that out. We could probably maybe have some CFL stuff and stuff like that, maybe. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right and one went wrong in the world of sports betting. And it started off yesterday a little worrisome. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a really bad day. Rockies money line loser, Guardians money line loser, Brewers money line loser. Skeens throws 7 no-hit innings. 2 blowout losers there. I'm like, great. The 3 teams I bet combined scored 2 runs. And I started 0-3 in baseball. And then it all turned around. Phillies -1, -109 was a winner. Cubs first 5 even money was a winner. Royals even money was a winner. Red Sox run line was a winner. Astros run line was a winner. 5-3 up 2.10 units. Started 0-3, finished 5-3. So love it. It's always nice. It feels like it's been like this season. Last year, I would have started off losing and finished off losing. This year, it's been a different year here for baseball, and it's been great. And I hope that it continues in this direction. And then in the CFL, a much-needed awesome day. Perfect 3-0 on that Argos game. Argos +7.5 I got on ESPN Bet was a winner. The team total over 20.5 was a winner in the first half. And the full game over won, I think, early in the fourth quarter. So a really strong 3-0 CFL. Yes, I'm aware Cody Fajardo got hurt. Injuries happen. And it sucked. But, I mean, Evans looked good the first couple of drives. And then eventually we saw why Evans is the backup quarterback a little bit there. We'll take a look at we'll have to keep an eye on what Fajardo's injury is. Luckily, I believe the Alouettes have a bye week next week. So they have an extra week for Fajardo to get healthy. And we have a game tonight between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Calgary Stampeders. So there's that. So 3-0 in the CFL. Finally a good day there. The turnaround in the CFL starts this week. And it started with a 3-0 Thursday Night Football, which was great. Tim, what's going on?
Not much. I think we did the same thing that the Mets did yesterday, Nick. We swept on the board. Yesterday on the site, Tampa Bay Rays money line. Nice winner there, and that was a catch. It was a catch. Red Sox run line was a little bit sweaty as they blow them out with 7-0.
Yeah.
And then Houston run line. When in doubt, fade the fish. Nice 3-0 day. Up 3.2 units. Nothing really crazy to go over. Just 3 games, and it worked out nicely.
Yeah. Definitely can't complain there.
But we can go over to the site. Not over to the site, to the chat. We're winning as a trend. Yes, it is, Money Mills. Let's keep winning. Great to be here. Notes taken. Let's get it. Together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the Twins, they be checking in. Let's go. TGIF. Good luck y'all, and thank you for doing the show, of course. But we'll start off in Philadelphia.
Yeah. We have the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Oakland Athletics. The Phillies are on -270 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Take a look at the line history in this spot where we have this line opening up with the Phillies is 265. It's now up to 272. So we've had a 7-cent line movement towards the Philadelphia Phillies here. Line opened up at a 9 at even money. It's now an 8.5 at -120. So a move towards the under and a move towards the Phillies here in this spot, where we have 96% of the tickets and 99% of the cash is on the Phillies. Line moving towards the Phillies. And we will get into that. I believe we have a situation in this one, Tim, but I'll probably pump the brakes on this one here just because of the number. 72% of the tickets, 80% of the cash on the over, and the line moving towards the under here. And the one reason why I'm really pumping the brakes on this one a little bit is the price at the run line, which is -135, -140 range. I get it; it might be a cash cow, but I think this line is going to get out of the range, and ones that are borderline like this, maybe I keep an eye on it, and maybe I add this later in the day. But this is not a line I particularly have too much interest in adding. Hogan Harris taking on Ranger Suarez. Hogan Harris, 4.07 ERA, 1.52 whip, 6.29 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%, 3.33 walks per nine, a 3.04 BABIP, a 5.14 FIP, and a 5.17 SIERA. On the flip side, Ranger Suarez, 4.76 ERA, 1.48 whip, 6.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 1.91 walks per nine, a 3.40 BABIP, a 4.26 FIP, and a 3.91 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Philly. Hitting edge with an asterisk goes to the Oakland A's. They are very the last 30 days against lefties, very limited sample size. I think 130 at bats, and they lit up Povich. I think those numbers are very inflated. So that's why I said with an asterisk, because in 134 at bats against lefties, they have 170 WRC plus, compared to the 115, which is 13. I will sit back on this one. I get it. It's probably a cash cow. But do I want to lay $1.40 on a run line? The answer is no. And I think that's ultimately what's going to keep me off of it. Plus, I'm seeing this line actually up in the 290s now. So no play here. If anything, it's a lean towards the Oakland A's first 5 in full game for the -300 fade. However, out of all the books I use, only one book has a -300 at the moment. I look for at least 5 or 6 of them too. So I see 280 on Bet365, 285 on Caesars, 285 on DK, 280 on ESPN, 290 on Fanatics and FanDuel, 3-1 on BetMGM. So if anything, this is Oakland A's first 5 full game. Not going to do it, Tim. Also, I saw a little interesting fun fact. There's been one team in baseball this year to score at least 17 runs in the game twice.
Oakland.
It's Oakland.
They did it against Baltimore.
Miami.
Oh, my God, that's right. I forgot about that game.
There's your fun fact of the day.
Yeah, they scored 19 against Baltimore. And when was the big outburst against Miami? 20-4 against Miami. Wow. But I will say, Nick, if I was to go after anything in this game, it would be Oakland. And I know you probably hate these angles, but what was the last thing we just saw from the Philadelphia Phillies?
They swept the Dodgers. I mean, there's no way they lose to the Oakland A's, right? They just swept the Dodgers.
I think this could be a big letdown spot for them. That's the way I kind of look at it.
I will keep my eye on this line throughout the day. I definitely will.
I will probably sprinkle a little bit on the Oakland Athletics money line. And just because, A, it's a huge price that you can get it at, and B, I strongly believe that it could be somewhat of a letdown spot for the Phillies. Now, the Phillies are the better team. Let's not get this twisted. Obviously, Absolutely. They're almost -300, and they're 29 games over 500 compared to 25 games under. So I'm not saying that I don't want anybody skewing my words saying that I'm saying that the Oakland's better in this game. No. It would be a lean towards the Athletics. Enough to get to it. We'll see.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
need to see minus 300s, and I will bet the Oakland A's without hesitation.
Earle, Putrid Yanks versus Pathetic O's will be fun tonight. I'm not sure if pathetic is the right word. I mean, they had a bad series, but everybody has a bad series. The Baltimore Orioles are still very profitable this year, so we'll go with that. Minus 300 fade in my books. There you go.
Yeah, I see it on one of the 7 books, but yeah.
Phillies, best team hand down, best lineup, best bullpen, top 5 pitcher. Turner's a real all-star, better than a 249 batting average. Hold on. I heard something interesting, Nick, and this will test something. Is a home run just as valuable as a base hit?
No.
Is a single just as valuable as a double?
No.
Then why the fuck do we care about batting average?
We don't.
Okay.
My bad. Tim, you know who cares about batting averages, right? Like the old heads, the 70-year-olds and stuff like that. Like back in my day when Babe Ruth hit, like when Ted Williams had 400 batting average, nobody hits like that anymore. I hope people know that because pitchers are better these days. And good job. Luis Ariz is hitting 3-something. The guy only hits singles. He has no impact on the game like that.
I mean, getting on base is definitely helpful, but I'd rather put more consideration into slugging, into WAR, into FWAR, into those types of stats that actually kind of shows you what type of impact the player is having, rather than he gets on base 1 every 4 times. It means nothing. The batting average means absolutely nothing.
Plus, there are all-stars that have
ERA means absolutely nothing.
ERA means something. I do think ERA does mean something because
I would rather look at their whip.
It is your run prevention.
I'd rather look at their whip, their walks and hits per inning pitch. I'd rather look at that.
And that's still important. And I believe there are still I think there are all-stars with a lower batting average than Lindor too. So let's not act like what do you call it? Lindor shouldn't be an all-star because of his batting average, because I believe there's a player starting in the all-star game with a lower batting average than Lindor. Starting in the all-star game. Let me see if this is correct here. Yeah. How about this, Tim? There is a player that's 6th in batting average on his team that is 14 percentage points lower than Lindor and is starting the all-star game. Not missed the all-star game, not a reserve, starting. Now, granted, he's starting because somebody opted out, but he's starting.
Who?
Marcus Semien. How the hell is he an all-star?
Oh, wait, how is he? How he's starting?
Yeah, Altuve opted out. That's the only reason why he is starting. Altuve is significantly better. How the hell is Marcus Semien in the all-star game?
Got me. Cash Cow, I cannot back to. Yeah, I can't back that pick of his favorites. Timmy Tim says 8. Okay, you're just being an idiot. Turner is hitting 350. Good for him.
He was also injured how many games? Yeah. He also missed almost half the games so far this year. Sometimes the best ability is availability.
Oh, Nick, I love this comment. Lindor can't hit. Tied for 3rd among shortstops in home runs. He leads all shortstops in doubles. He is, I believe, 6th in hits among all shortstops, and he's 4th in RBIs. But he can't hit, Nick. He can't hit.
No, he can't.
Oh, and by the way, only 71 strikeouts when Willie Adames has 91. Even Gunnar Henderson has 97, although he hits for more power. But I mean, O'Neal Cruz, who's an all-star, 108 strikeouts. But no, but he can't hit, Nick. ERA means nothing, means more than wins. Yeah, of course. Wins mean nothing.
Wins means absolutely nothing.
Wins mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely
wins
nothing.
is tell me whether or not you play on a good team or not.
He should not be an all-star. Whatever.
He's the only player in the top 15 in WAR that's not an all-star. It's bullshit.
You guys ready to fight 446 today? Bring it. Mercury -2. I'll be honest, I didn't even look at WNBA yet. So, second base is a very weak position. I agree with you, though, Nick. Second base is a very weak position in the American League. Yeah, 100%. He still can't hit. He can. You just don't know when to bet him. You think Nito will be an all-star player?
No.
I'll make the argument. I thought he should have been the Angels representative this year.
I thought Luis Rengifo should have been.
But he was injured. I think Nito should have been the Angels all-star over Anderson, in my opinion. But I don't think he's an all-star this year. I think he's an all-star. I think he will be an all-star player. I've seen him play in college. He's a stud, but not this year. Let's face it, no Mets deserve to be an all-star, be honest. I disagree.
How are there 3 Rangers all-stars, but only 1 Mets? And there's, I think, 5 from the Padres who have the same record as the Mets?
I honestly think 2 Mets deserve to be an all-star. Lindor
and Nimmo.
I don't believe Alonso should be an all-star.
And yeah, I was going to say, I will play against the Mets right now. Alonso is not an all-star. Christian Walker is.
Yep.
Luis Ariz is not an all-star. Lindor is. There you go. Pretty simple.
Yeah, okay. Money Mills just doesn't like Lindor because he doesn't know how to bet him. Got it. At least we know that. So there we go. Let's jump into it because we're 17 minutes in. We're only on the second game.
Who cares? We have a great
chat
right now. That's fine.
Conversation.
I love the chat. I love having debates. It is fun. That's what makes this show interesting sometimes, Tim. So let's get into it here because, well, the Dodgers are dogs again. And I saw one person put into one of the group chat, my baseball group chat today, the Dodgers record as an underdog this year. All right, as a betting underdog. I will get into that in just a minute. This line opened up at a 133. It's down to a 129. So we do have a slight move towards the Dodgers here in this game. Line opened up at an 8 at -110. It's an 8 at -110. Did trickle up to a 8.5 at one point, but it's come back down. 29% of the tickets and 83% of the cash is on the Dodgers in this game. The sharp money's on the Dodgers as a dog, just like it was every game against the Phillies. 88% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the over. And the line did get up to an 8.5, but there's been buys back, and there's been no line move since the opening line now after the buyback. We have James Paxton taking on Tariq Skubal. We have Paxton a 5.14 ERA, a 1.38 whip, 9 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 3.43 walks per nine, a 300 BABIP, a 4.17 FIP, and a 4.22 SIERA. On the flip side, Tariq Skubal, 3.56 ERA, 0.92 whip, 10.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 4.18 walks per nine, a 253 BABIP, a 3.4 FIP, and a 2.86 SIERA. A massive pitching advantage towards Tariq Skubal and these Detroit Tigers. The bullpen edge going to the Tigers as well. Because when you look at the Dodger bullpen as of late, it sucks. 4.63 FIP, 4.20 SIERA. The hitting edge does go towards the Dodgers, though. 123 WRC plus, which is 8th against lefties, compared to 101, which is 19th. But I took the Detroit Tigers at -130 in this game. Yes, this is the Dodger fade, which I posted an updated record of it, which is 38-52-1 this year. So I'm 14 games under 500 fading the Dodgers every single game. But I don't care. I'm up 6.39 units doing it. So the Dodger fade has worked gloriously this year. It's been good. Not overly crazy, but what was it, 38, 52, 91 games, up 6.39 units. I won't complain with that. In a blind bet, if I'm up at the end of the year on a blind bet, that's all I'm looking for. Because that's just something I blindly bet every day, and I'm looking to come out for a profit at the end of the year. I can give a crap if I lose 4 or 5 games in a row on these. But on Also, Tim, I kind of hinted at it in the beginning of this breakdown. The Dodgers have been dogs 7 times this year. You know how many of those games they've won?
0.
Once.
Okay.
Once. It was against the Braves at home, I believe. And that was it. The Dodgers, when they're underdogs, do not win. Tariq Skubal's going to shove in this game, and the Tigers are going to win. Tigers minus 130 for me.
Hear me out.
Tiger run line.
Let's run line it. I if I'm going to take a shot with the Tigers, I'm going to want some big plus money. So that's where we'll go in this one. And if I'm going to trust a Tigers pitcher in general, that's going to be Mr. Scooby Snacks. That's the only way I could really trust them like this. And what can I get for the run line?
Probably pretty good because you have an 8 total as well.
160.
That's not bad at all.
Let's go Tigers run line here. Backing Scooby Snacks.
I like it.
You said 1-6 as a dog?
They are 1-6 straight up as a dog. I don't know what they are on the run line as a dog, but those run lines are probably minus 180s and stuff like that.
That's fine. Go Tigers here. I love you. Yeah, of course, dude. We love having the conversations. We don't, and it's fun to go back and forth. And if we're making fun of you, that's a good thing.
Yeah, we get to wake up and talk about sports for a living. Like, this is fun. This is supposed to be fun.
Yes. Tuning in from work. What's up, Nathan? All right. I don't know how to bet him. Don't make me mad at me. Don't be mad at me, though. Because I don't think he should be an all-star. I mean, a lot of people, whatever. That's fair. I'm not mad at you. Money Mills, you seem like a very smart guy. I like you. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. Over under with Scooble over Case. I can see that. The Dodgers are no longer the team that 446 went 26-4 on a prop bet. So 446 gives Nick Earle permission to bet against the Dodgers.
I do not give a fuck if you give me permission. I think
Nick was asking for permission, but okay. A horrible spot for the Dodgers versus Scooby. Tigers -1. Well, I went -1.5. I bet it last night. Good job. Keep shit. Keep the show. Let's do it. What's up, fellas? No Tigers first 5. A's? Well, no.
As well.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you want to take them double result, that's not a bad option.
Also, you got to keep in mind the first 5 for the Tigers is -150.
Well, you'd have to take the run line.
Of course. I don't like first 5 run lines as much. So that's just me personally. But we'll get into the next matchup here. The Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Line opening up at the Rays is 135 favorites. It's now at 134. Line opened up at an 8 at -120. It's now an 8 at -105. So we do have a move towards the under here. And we have a slight move towards the Guardians, a 1 cent move towards them. So nothing I want to count as significant. 77% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the Rays. The line moving slightly towards the Guardians, which does pique my interest a little bit with Cleveland in this game. Cleveland has been regressing a little bit, and I think they are a team we can see potentially regress a little bit in the second half. 91% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. With the line moving towards, I believe I said the under in this game, if I remember right. Tampa Bay and Cleveland, this line opened up. Yeah, the line moving towards the under here as well. We have Tage Bradley taking on Carlos Carrasco. Carrasco, 4.65 ERA, 4.67 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, 7.67 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 2 walks per 9, a 288 BABIP, a 4.76 FIP, and a 3.85 SIERA. On the flip side, Tage Bradley, 1.20 ERA, 1.07 WHIP, 11.4 strikeouts per 9, which is 31%. 3.6 walks per 9, a 261 BABIP, a 2.7 FIP, and a 3.32 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Tampa, as the Cleveland bullpen has regressed a little bit as of late. As of late, they've not been nearly as good as they were in the beginning of the season. And the hitting edge slightly goes towards the Guardians, 112 WRC+, which is 10th, compared to 108, which is 12th. This is not a game I'm getting involved with. I think it's Cleveland or nothing if I'm looking at a side in this game. It's under or nothing if I'm looking at a total in this game, and it's nothing for me. So, to pass. You're muted.
So okay, there we go. Sorry, I muted myself. I don't know if you hear the banging at all from time to time. I thought somebody was knocking at my door. That's why I left the stream for a couple seconds earlier. I think somebody's just upstairs banging on something. But anyway, so that's why I was muted. Anyways, I'm gonna stay away from this game too. Two teams that I'm just not looking to really get invested in. Tampa Bay has been up and down this year. I will say, I don't give myself props for a lot of stuff. I'm pretty solid on this AL East division this year. I said Baltimore and Yankee up top. I said Baltimore would be better. They're slightly better right now. I said Boston would be a third-place team and possibly a second-place team if the Yankees weren't careful. Look where they're at. And then I said that Tampa Bay and Toronto would be the bottom two. Look where they're at. Both of them under 500. But if anything, it would be Cleveland or nothing. But the fact that Cleveland is plus money against a team that's a game under 500, although Cleveland really doesn't give a shit about that because they've been doing it all year, where we see, oh, it's a weird line. No, it's not. So I'm staying away from this one. I'd rather get involved in the next game. I'm going to have fun with the next game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to look. I was trying to look at, what do you call it? Futures here. I was trying to get up the futures page on Bovada, and the first thing I see pop up, first overall pick. For the draft.
It should be. Oh, actually, I don't know because for a while it was. Who's the current favorites?
It's Travis Bazzana is the favorite minus 160. The one I would look at is the one I would look at is JJ Weatherholt from West Virginia.
That's another one.
65. Charlie Condon 6-1. Caglione is 15-1. Burns 25-1. Hagen Smith 50-1.
Yeah, I think it might be the kid from West Virginia.
Yeah. Trey Savage over 12.5 draft positions minus 175. I think he goes 14th to the Cubs or 15th to the Cubs.
Yeah. I want him to go 17th to the Mets, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, what I was getting on to look at is the Orioles are minus 145 for that division. The Yankees are plus 110. So
there you go. Tampa. Good luck. First 5 under. There you go. Earle's BFF Cookie is awful. Rays still sign at home. Team troll over.
I'm not sold on Cookie. I don't
know where you got Earle BFF just because he pitched for the Mets. He sucked for the Mets. I did not like him. Tampa first 5, like the under first 5. Tampa money line with over 3.5 runs. The thing is, Cookie hasn't been as bad as we think, but I'm not going to back him. But let's go to this one, Nick, and I'll go ahead and put my link in the chat.
Yeah, let's get into it here. The New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees minus 115 road favorites, total of 9 in this game. We have Povich taking on Cole. This line opening up at a 120. It got down to the 114. Now, actually, got down to a 113. So now back up to a 122. So we have a slight move towards the Yankees in this game. Line opening up at a 9 at even money. It's now a 9 at minus 105. So move towards the over slightly. And a 2-cent line movement towards the New York Yankees with 70% of the tickets and 72% of the cash on New York Yankees. 95% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game with the line moving slightly towards it. Cade Povich versus Garrett Cole. Povich coming in off of his worst start of his career, where he got lit up and smoked against the Oakland A's. Garrett Cole, not looking particularly great either the last 30 days. 6.75 ERA, 1.62 whip, 9.87 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 4.15 walks per nine, and 333 BABIP, a 6.46 FIP, and a 4.44 SIERA. On the flip side, Cade Povich, 5.64 ERA, 1.43 whip, 6.45 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%, 3.63 walks per nine, and 265 BABIP, a 6.13 FIP, and a 5.12 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Orioles. Hitting edge goes towards the Orioles. 123 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 103, which is 17th. I kind of lean towards a Povich bounce back start here in this game because when you get lit up like he did in his last start, where I don't think he made it out of the second inning.
He did not.
He did not. Yeah, that was ugly. I mean, I was all over in that. I had the overs in that game, which was fun. But 8 earned runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout in 1 innings pitched, 1+ innings pitched. That was the game open. Scored 19 runs. I look for Povich to bounce back. The last few times we've seen him get lit up, he got lit up for 6 runs in 5 1/3 against the Blue Jays in his first start. He bounced back with a shutout performance in 6 innings against the Atlanta Braves. That was a fun game to go see. His last time he got hit a little bit, 3 earned runs. He bounced back with a 2 earned run game. So I think Povich bounces back in this game. He has faced the Yankees. That was his 3rd start. It was in Yankee Stadium. And he gave up 1 earned run on 1 hit, 5 walks, 1 strikeout, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. He is a better pitcher at home than he is on the road, but that ERA is ballooned on the road because of the 1 bad start. I've been betting Yankee games every game, basically the last 7 games now. I'm 6-1 on the side. So I know people are probably looking to see what I think in a Yankee game because those have been where I've made some money the last week. And I am close to betting the Baltimore Orioles in this one.
All right, good enough for me. Orioles money line. It's in the chat already. I'm nothing really to go crazy with, like explaining. I've bet them every single game. This is the 94th game. I'm still up 28 units betting them this year at the moment, which is great. I don't expect it to be that high, and if it doesn't finish that high, then so be it. I'm having fun with the trend. It's small bets each time. So I'm going to keep running my experiment and see where it goes. You're not gonna start something and then not finish it. So I'm gonna finish the season, and it's gonna make me some money. So Orioles every single day.
Also, they're coming in off of getting blown out. I'm adding the Orioles here, plus 108 over on FanDuel, I believe. No, I'm going to shop around a little bit more here.
Yankees and Orioles suck. No. I don't know where you're thinking that from. The Orioles are 19 games over 500. The Yankees are 17 games over 500. They are 2 of the best teams they are 2 out of the 3 best teams in the American League. The only team that is better than them in the American League is the Guardians. So no, they don't suck. Are they having a little bit of rough stretches right now? Yes. The Orioles have lost 3 in a row. They got swept. They've lost 6 out of 10. The Yankees have lost 7 out of 10. So are they having a rough time right now? Yes, they are. Does it mean they suck? No. Because at the end of the year, guess where they're going to be? In the playoffs, fighting for a World Series. So, no, they don't suck. Just because they're on a bad stretch does not mean they suck. Thank you. Pass. O's. Yankees only have Judge and Soto. And even Soto is struggling right now. Astros are effing coming. Yeah, I know. My Seattle bet's dead.
It is not. They're still in the division.
XD. Over 9. I could see the over. Astros may be the best team right now, tied with the Mets in terms of the hottest. So, Orioles in the over. The A's hit Povich for 8 runs. He's a soft tossing left meatball pitcher. Judge breaks out from the slump. Home run. Yanks win. Cole throws 7 1-hit innings. No. Yes, O's. Stop the nonsense with O's, Timothy. You'll blow it. I'm concerned for you. Don't be concerned for me. I'm making hand over fist with money with the Orioles this year. Not to mention I made a shit ton with them last year. Not to mention I made a shit ton with them the year before. Overall, the last 2.5 years, I think I'm up about 50, 60, 70 units, somewhere in that range on the Baltimore Orioles.
I would have guessed 100.
Something in that range. So, no, I'm not concerned about losing a couple of games in a row. Thank you very much. You don't need to be concerned with me either. I think I'm fully capable of running my trend. Yeah, given the Orioles break, recouping after the All-Star break. I think they'll be strong after the All-Star break too, but this is obviously a big series. So keep on rolling with it. We go from the struggling New York team to the hot New York team.
Yeah, by the way, Baltimore Orioles plus 105 Fanatics. That's where I got them.
I got 120.
You got 120?
112.
Oh, 112, yeah. Yeah, I could have gotten plus 108 on FanDuel, but I didn't feel like moving money around. FanDuel was like my CFL book for the last couple of weeks, and that's New York Mets and the Colorado Rockies. That we have the Mets 235 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 220. It's now 235, and the line opened up at a 9 at even money. It's 8.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 93% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the New York Mets. The line moving towards them. Public home dog.
Cash cow.
Total above 8. Moo moo. Yep, 93% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the over in this game as well. As we have happy Sean Manaea Day, Tim. Sean Manaea versus Tanner Gordon. Tanner Gordon, I don't think has pitched very much. Let me take a look at what we have for Tanner Gordon here. He's pitched once against the Kansas City Royals at home. So he pitched in Coors Field, gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 1/3 innings pitched. So he gave him length, 78 pitches to go. He had 5 earned runs, but 78 pitches and 6 1/3 innings pitched. That's actually not bad. Going up against Sean Manaea, who has been awesome as of late. A 1.57 ERA in his last 30 days, 1.01 WHIP. By the way, the last 30-day ERA, the only pitcher on the slate with the better one, Titus Bradley, 1.2. So there you go. 4.84 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 4.4 walks per 9, a 2.06 BABIP, a 3.41 FIP, and a 4.46 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Mets. Hitting edge going towards the Mets. 133 WRC plus, which is second for the Mets against righties, which they hit righties pretty well, and 91 WRC plus, which is 21st for the Rockies here in this one. It's cash cow spot. It fits all the criteria here. Mets run line for me. I'm gonna shop around, try to find the best number, which it looks like it's gonna be $1.15 over on DraftKings.
Cash cow, no cash cow. I would have taken the Mets run line regardless. And I know there's somebody in the chat that loves celebrating Sean Manaea Day, so we're gonna keep riding our boy Sean Manaea, who in his last 3 starts has allowed 1 earned run. He's been nothing short of phenomenal. And the Mets have won his last 3 starts against the Yankees, against what was a hot Nationals team up until they faced the Mets, and against a Pirates team that has been good as of late. So he's been pitching well, and I want to keep backing him. He looks good. And it's obviously, you mentioned the cash cow spot. Let's keep riding the cash cow.
Yep. New York Mets -1.5, -115 DraftKings for me.
Yeah, but you blew 10 units in the last 4 games. Well, if they win tonight by at least 2 runs, that's another 3 units that'll go back up. So your point. Mets money line. No, you got to run line it. Home run props. Anybody you like? How about Brandon Nimmo?
I was gonna say one to spark the chat here. Francisco Lindor.
Oh, sorry. You just mean in general, not just this game. I still am gonna say Nimmo. And let's go find one more that would be good for you. Let's go with Anthony Santander. There you go. Anthony Santander tonight. Mets run line with over 4.5 runs. Mets -2.5. You can only go Mets first 5 full game run lines or parlay both. You don't have to parlay. So Sean Manaea is pitching good lately. It's crazy. No, he's been good all year. I don't understand what the negative with Sean Manaea is. He's rocking. He's doing pitching pretty well this year. So he's been one of the spots in the rotation that's actually been bright. I know you guys follow Mr. Numbers on X and saw I reported the Mets and Astros are in talks about Alonso, but only talks. Mets are not resigning him. I could easily see the Mets trading him for a big haul from the Astros. And our new everyday first baseman would be Mark Vientos. It's not a big deal. And then the Mets will end up going out and getting another bat to play third.
See, here's the thing with Alonso, and I know a lot of Mets fans want to resign him and everything. He's not a David Stearns guy. No. His defense at first base is not great. His bat's amazing. Like we all know what he can do at the plate.
His power is not.
His power is great. Defensively, he's a liability. And he's not a David Stearns guy. So I would not be surprised if they trade him. I would not be surprised if they don't re-sign him. If they trade him, though, it's not going to be the Astros. The Astros do not have a good enough farm system, I think, to pull off a trade.
I don't think the Mets would get prospects.
You think they'll get MLB-ready players?
I think the Mets would get MLB-ready players. Maybe a guy named Hunter Brown might be in the conversation.
Which we'll talk about him a little bit later on the slate.
And a bat. Maybe
I don't think you're getting Hunter Brown in a trade for Alonso. That's a free agent at the end of the year.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, though.
One, right? How about one?
I don't think the return for Alonso is as good as you think it's going to
be. Here, how about this? Because another player on the Astros contract is expiring after this year. Alonso for Bregman straight up. We get a third baseman. They get a first baseman. Mark Vientos goes to first. Bregman plays third for us. I think that would be a win-win trade. And then the Mets sign Bregman long-term.
I think Bregman is more of a Stearns player than Alonso is.
And at the end of the day, I think Mark Vientos can do about the same as Alonso. Long-term. Yeah. If he gets the everyday starting, we've seen him already. He looks solid.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you look at it,
but also, I've seen rumors that the Astros are talking to basically every team about any potential free agent available. Like I saw them talking about Eric Fetty and starting pitchers like that, even like players like Cal Quantrill. Like I see them talking like they're talking to everybody about everybody. So I don't know I think the Astros are for sure buyers. Mm-hmm. I don't think Alonso is in the cards.
He could be. I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso was not a Met after the deadline. I would not. It would not surprise me at all. And I know at the beginning of the year, I would call myself
because we've seen David Stearns do this before.
Yep.
He traded Josh Hader when they were leading the Central.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I forgot. Happy Sean Manaea Day! Yay, you get to celebrate with us. I know he's been pitching great for you. Isn't it great the Mets get to play a putrid team every night?
I mean,
every team gets to go. You mean like the Phillies have the entire beginning of the year? Everybody gets a stretch of easy teams. Lindor trash. Okay. Astros money line with Brown on the bump. Yeah, I would look towards the run line. Mets, Brewers, Cardinals, all money lined on for a parlay. Mets, sure. Brewers gets the Natties. I'm not going to talk you off of that. The Nationals have looked a little bit rough. And Cardinals against the Cubs. We'll see with that one. I agree it's fun to wake up and talk about baseball in the morning. I would 100% agree. All right, Nick. I'll go ahead and put them up on the site.
Wow, this line's moved even more.
Good, bad.
In the favor of Cincinnati. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot because I was staring at them. I should have bet them this morning when it was -1. Like I can probably get plus money on the price tag, and now it's not. But I'm still going to bet it. Cincinnati Reds and the Miami Marlins. Carson Spires and Yanni Chirinos. This line opened up with the Reds as minus 155 favorites. It went immediately down to 143, and it's come all the way back up to 157. So we do have a move towards the Reds. Not as big since the opening line, but it dropped immediately and then went right back up. Line opened up at a 9.5 at even money. It's now a 9.5 at minus 104. So we have a move towards the over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot between the Marlins and the Reds, where we have, let me find this game. Where is this game? Reds Marlins. Here we go. Ooh, 57% of the tickets and 63% of the cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the over. A little bit of a sharp over here in this spot. And I noticed it's with totals like 9.5, 10 range, because those are the totals that start to scare people away. 87% of tickets, 93% of the cash on the Reds. The line moving towards the Reds here in this spot. We have Carson Spires versus Yanni Chirinos. Chirinos, 4.19 ERA, 1.60 whip, 9.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 2.33 walks per nine, a 400 BABIP, a 3.38 FIP, and a 3.88 SIERA. On the flip side, the Cincinnati Reds, 4.76 ERA, 1.32 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 1.99 walks per nine, 288 BABIP, a 4.63 FIP, and a 4.52 SIERA. Bullpen edge is a toss-up. Hitting edge goes towards the Reds, 93 WRC plus, which is 22nd, compared to the Marlins, who are 68 WRC plus, which is 30th, which is probably going to scare me off the full game over in this spot. But with that being said, I think I'm interested in a Reds team total in this game against Chirinos. Chirinos is somebody who I don't know how far he's going to pitch into this game. Let's take a look. He pitched a few times the last 30 days. So he went 5 innings in his last start. Okay, he's gone 5, 5, 5, and 4 1/3. So those are his four starts so far this year. He has gotten hit up he got hit up a little bit against the White Sox, 3 earned runs on 6 hits in those 5 innings. I see a Reds team total potentially here in this game. But I'm going to shop around and try to find the best number on a Reds -1, which looks like it's going to be on ESPN bets. So I'm going to go punch in that so I can get the number for Reds -1.
Fade the fish for the 94th game in a row. I believe we're up about 10 units on it, at least. It's been very profitable all year, and we'll see how great it is at the end of the year. Because when the Marlins lose 100-plus games, we're going to look like geniuses, up 20 units at the end of the year. And not going to quit. Same as the other blind bets we do every single day, Nick. No quitting in it. And we're going to keep fading the Marlins. I'm getting plus 130 on the run line for the Reds. Just going to keep doing it. No point in stopping. It keeps working. Reds run line. Yes. Reds run line with 4.5 runs. Go for it. Mets, Reds, Phillies, all to win their series, plus 145 parlay. Everyone should bet this. Tell me, Earle Bros, how does this lose?
The Oakland A's steal 2 against Philly because they have a letdown after the Dodger series. I'm joking. I don't know.
I would say the Mets are the most vulnerable out of the 3, but I don't know. It's only because Philly's going to be minus 300 every game. You guys have 446's permission to fade the fish this weekend. I wasn't really asking for your permission, but I'm glad we have your blessing. Let's keep rolling, Nick.
Yep. Reds -1, -113. Reds -1, -113 ESPN bets. There we go. I was just tracking it there. All right. Let's keep moving on with the Washington Nationals and the Milwaukee Brewers. -215 for the Brewers, a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have this line opened up at a 210. It's now a 230. Oh, boy. We might have a third one today. Right? That'd be the second one today. That'd be the second one for today because we thought potentially the Phillies, but that line's going to be potentially -300.
Well, Phillies would be a cash cow, but it was too expensive.
That's right. Yeah. And then the line opened up in an 8 -110. It's now an 8. It's still 8 -110. It did get all the way to 8 even money for the over. So some buyback there on the over. 92% of tickets, 99% of cash on the Brewers. Line moving towards the Brewers. market or public home favorite. 95% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. We have this matchup between, where is it? There we go. Freddie Peralta taking on Jackson Rutledge. I don't have any numbers for Rutledge. Peralta, 3.95 ERA, 1.21 whip, 10.54 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 3.29 walks per nine, a 275 BABIP, a 4.16 FIP, and a 3.65 Sierra. Bullpen edge going towards the Nationals, hitting edge slightly going towards the Nationals, 110 WRC plus, which is 11th, compared to 103, which is 16th. I think this is another run line spot. For the cash cow. I would like to take a little bit of a look at Jackson Rutledge. See where he is. He is 25 years old, coming out of high school. It looks like he made his debut in 2023, where he pitched one game. Okay, he's pitched one game in the major leagues. He was a first overall first round draft pick, 17th overall in 2019 out of JUCO, San Juanito, Jacinto, junior college in Texas. Cool. This year in the minor leagues, in 16 games is 4-5 with a 6.66 ERA. He's not been good. He is a fade pitcher, I think. And I'm going to be on the Brewer run line here.
Yeah, I just heard cash cow, and we took the Milwaukee Brewers. I got their run line at -105. It's just the trend that I mean, you cap it. But if everything goes with the trend, you bet it and you move on. And this has been a Nationals team that's been rough as of late. They're coming off of getting swept. A Brewers team that has not been playing all that well as of late. I'll give them that. They just lost 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh, 2 out of 3 to LA, and they split a series against Colorado. So not a team that's been playing all that well as of late either. But I really like Freddie Peralta. He's been one of the most consistent pitchers on their staff. So for me, we're going to keep rolling with the cash cow spots. Brewers run line. It's the cash cow today.
Yeah. And I'm getting -110 over on BetMGM, which actually I'm able to boost to +120. So Brewers run line -110 for me over on BetMGM.
Sounds good. The Motor City Kitty play +153 money line. I like the Motor City Kitties today, and that should be a run line play. That would be a run line play. Brewers money line, come on, run line it. Like Tigers money line, got to run line it. Under, over in the Athletics game. Okay, Brewers run line in the over, sure. When Alonso is traded to the Astros, he will spill the Mets' cheating secrets to the number one. Okay, you're just an idiot. I got Phillies -2.5. What do you think? Either the Phillies are going to win that game by 5 to 7 runs, or the Oakland Athletics are going to win outright. I don't really see anything in between. I'll be honest. Brew Crew -2.5. I'm not going to talk you off of it. I have them -1.5, so I hope they win by multiple. Oh, you typed it up twice. Good job, Nick.
I did.
Yep, you're good. We'll go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, this is one that I will definitely have my interest. Whether or not it's my betting interest, it's another story. Because this line opened up at a 145. It's down to a 137 now for the Astros. So we do have a move towards the Texas Rangers in this game. Line opened up at an 8.5 at -105. It's now an 8 at -110. We have Hunter Brown and Andrew Heaney in this matchup here. We have Heaney 3.21 ERA, a 1.18 whip, 10.93 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 2.89 walks per nine, a 296 BABIP, but 3.31 FIP, and a 3.38 Sierra. On the flip side, Hunter Brown 2.32 ERA, 1.13 whip, 9.58 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 2.03 walks per nine, a 313 BABIP, a 2.65 FIP, and a 3.41 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Astros, and the hitting edge goes towards the Astros here. 108 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 93, which is 23rd. Looking at the cash flow in this game, 83% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the Astros, and the line moving towards the Rangers is puzzling. Because it feels like everything correlates here for an Astros play, except for the market saying nope, which will probably end up just keeping me off. 95% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on the over, line moving towards the under. I kind of was interested in under in this game. And I get it. Both these pitchers can be very questionable at times. I would like to take a look what this first 5 total is, which it opened up at a 4 minus 105 for the under. Now it's even money for the under 4 first 5. I lean first 5 under in this game, but I don't think I'm getting involved in this one here. And maybe a small stab at the Rangers first 5 would be a lean in this one. But I see this as a series potentially that the Astros show who the best team in Texas is and take care of business. So the fact that the Rangers are the same price, basically the same price first 5 in full game is interesting. So pass on this game. Tricky market, but I wanted to bet the Astros.
I will say, just as Hunter Brown was kind of showing me, hey, I've been pitching better, I go and I back him in the under last game, and he gets up 7 runs. So he's going to be a stay away spot for me. Although I feel like he could definitely have a solid game. I'm not going to say that's off the table, but I'm not going to go after him personally. Not really a thing that I need to go after today. I would kind of prefer for my Seattle future if the Rangers would win this game, but I'm not going to touch this one in this game. Should be a good battle of the Texas, though.
It's always a fun matchup when these two teams go against each other.
446 is laughing. You're right, Earle. Run line is plus 150. I was about to see it because they're favored today. Cool with that. Thanks. Heaney gives me nightmares from his Yankee days. Astros team total over 4.5.
I think Heaney pitches well today.
Let's go to this one, Nick. Maybe another cash cow type of spot.
Chicago Cubs and St. Louis Cardinals, minus 185 for the Cardinals, total of 8 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this spot, where we have, where is it? This line opened up with them at 180. It's up to a 186. I believe I saw one other thing that that was mentioned, that for it to qualify as well, at least a 10-cent line move. I saw. I was reading the description of it, and we completely missed that part of it. Was at least a 10-cent line move as well. This one's at 6, so not yet. But if it gets up to the 190, it is. Line open up at an 8 minus 115. Still an 8 at minus 115. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, where 81% of tickets, 86% of the cash is on the Cardinals, line moving towards it. And then we have 61% of tickets, 59% of the cash is on the over, or now 61 at 60, that just moved. Taking a look at the pitching matchup, Sonny Gray and Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks has been not terrible. 4.76 ERA, 1.10 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 1.99 walks per nine, a 273 BABIP, a 3.61 FIP, and a 4.15 SIERA. On the flip side, Sonny Gray, 3.48 ERA, 0.97 whip, 9.58 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 1.45 walks per nine, a 291 BABIP, a 2.46 FIP, and a 301 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards the St. Louis Cardinals slightly, and the hitting edge goes towards the Cardinals as well. 118 WRC plus, which is 8th, compared to 97, which is 20th. It's a slight lean towards the Cardinals at the moment. Don't love it. Not enough for me to bet it. It's a pass.
The Cubs are actually playing better baseballs of late. They've won 6 out of the last 7 now. Including a very impressive sweep over the Orioles, where they allowed the Orioles to score 2 runs the entire series, which was impressive. The last 4 games for the Cubbies, 2 runs that they've allowed up to 3 against Baltimore, 1 against LA. Their pitchings look really solid, and they're putting up runs 8, 4, 9, and 5 in those games in terms of runs allowed, runs scored. So the Cubs are actually playing better. I kind of lean Cubbies in this one, and you're getting a nice big plus price tag for them. Now, I know Kyle Hendricks is a little bit shaky to want to go and bet on, so I'm going to not bet in this game, but it's a look towards some plus money with the Cubbies in this one for me, Nick.
Yeah, it definitely does feel a little expensive for the Cardinals in this game.
Feels like a Rangers spot with 3.5 runs. No Tucker already, and Alvarez dealing with hip tightness might sit out until All-Star break. I don't blame him.
I can see that.
Kendricks may be the worst pitcher in the MLB, but the Cubs are hot, so I'm going Cardinals team total over 4.5.
Hendricks has not been bad. Like, I mean, I know definitely worse pitchers. I mean, we saw one last night with Roderick Munoz. Like, there are way worse pitchers. You can do way worse in baseball right now than Kyle Hendricks.
Correct. Over 8. I can see the over in this game. Cubs with the money line with 2.5 runs.
That's a 2.5.
We got 4 games left, Nick.
This one's an interesting one. The Mariners and the Angels. An absolute rout last night, 11-0 in favor of the Mariners, who all of a sudden can hit just as I start shit talking their hitting. We have Brian Woo taking on the All-Star, Tyler Anderson. I still can't believe he's an All-Star, but that's beyond the point. Minus 150 is where this opened up for Seattle. It's down to a 136. It's opened up at an 8.5 even money. It's now an 8 at minus 125. Move towards the under. A move towards these Angels with 86% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the Mariners. 71% of the tickets, 72% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. Brian Woo taking on Tyler Anderson. Woo has not been very good as of late. 5.14 ERA, 1.43 whip, 5.14 strikeouts per 9, which is 13%, 1.29 walks per 9, a 320 BABIP, a 4.31 FIP, and a 5.25 SIERA. On the flip side, Tyler Anderson, 3.30 ERA, 1.27 whip, 7.2 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 4.20 walks per 9, a 259 BABIP, a 3.94 FIP, and a 4.95 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Seattle in this game. And the hitting edge goes towards the Angels, 104 WRC plus, which is 14th compared to 89, which is 22nd. This bullpen for the Mariners is starting to pitch so well right now that I really don't want to. I really don't want a full game with the Angels. If I'm looking towards the Angels in this game, it would be Angels first 5 or nothing, and the lines move towards the Angels in the first 5 pretty significantly. Yeah. I like the Angels in the first 5 innings here in this spot.
Before you bet the Angels first 5 based on the last 30 days of Woo, last 30 days he's pitched 7 innings.
Oh.
4 earned runs in 7 innings. On 1 walk, 9 hits. And he's pitched all of 124
He hasn't pitched since June 24th.
That's what I was trying to get at. He hasn't been pitching. So those last 30 days stats, I didn't want them to skew you and put you on a play that probably you shouldn't be on.
Here's the thing, though. Now looking at Woo a little bit deeper makes me want to fade him a little bit even more. The guy hasn't pitched in a couple weeks. What is he going to look like? Plus, what was the odds of the game yesterday? Real quick. I just want to see something. Because one thing I've noticed, and when a blowout happens the night before and then they come right back around the same odds, which the lines it's actually shorter for Seattle today. Usually the team that gets blown out the night before wins. However, this has been a very dominated series by the Seattle Mariners. They've won 6 in a row and 9 of the last 10 against the Angels. That's why I'm going to avoid them full game. I'm going to take the Angels in the first 5 innings in this spot.
I would look towards the Mariners on the run line. And just as we were, because I know I've been shit talking their offense all year. This has been a Seattle team that's starting to hit a little bit better as of late, including putting up 11 runs last night. Granted, they were not against a good pitcher. But still, their offense was a problem for most of the year. I like Brandon Woo. I know he hasn't pitched in a little while. but I would go towards Seattle here. I think Seattle's going to go on a nice little run. They were on a little bit of a tough stretch for a little bit. I think this is kind of their turnaround point where they go and they build a little bit in the division, or at least stay ahead of the division for a little bit. I like the Mariners here. Take advantage of a struggling Angels team who is 2-8 their last 10.
Good luck. Angels first 5, bet 365 plus 125 for me.
Nick, which one do you like saying more? The Brandon Wu or the Coyotes ow?
The ow. That one.
There you go. Under 8 with Wu over strikeouts. It's a lot of faith in Wu. I'm not going to talk you off of it. This one should be an interesting series, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. Braves pick them minus 115 with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where I was kind of looking at a spot last night, but the line's it's gone from a 115 to a 116 for Atlanta. It did get up to a 125, so there's been buyback on Atlanta there, or on San Diego when it got up that high. Line opened up in an 8.5 at minus 105. It's now 8.5 at even money. Looking at the cash flow in this game, we have 28% of the tickets and 56% of the cash is on the Padres in this game, with the line moving a penny towards the Braves. 76% of the tickets and 81% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. Spencer Schwellenbach taking on Randy Vasquez. Schwellenbach a 3.86 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, 9.32 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%. 1.93 walks per nine, a 3.25 BABIP, but a 2.99 FIP and a 3.39 SIERA. On the flip side, Vasquez a 4.12 ERA, 1.78 WHIP, 5.49 strikeouts per nine, which is 14%, 3.2 walks per nine, a 3.85 BABIP, a 5 FIP, and a 5.16 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Braves. The hitting edge goes towards the Padres. The Braves bullpen has been better as of late, and I would lean Braves in this game if I had to bet a side in this one. I think we have a pitching edge with the Atlanta Braves, so Spencer Schwellenbach over Randy Vasquez, and the bullpen edge is there as well. It's kind of surprising to see the sharp money is on the Padres in this game, which I think ultimately will keep me off. But it's Braves or nothing for me in this game, and I know people are having a tough time trusting the Braves at the moment. I think this is a good spot for them.
Yeah, real quick, before we jump into this, the official starter for the National League for the All-Star game is Paul Sneaks.
Really? I love it. I love it.
And you know what, MLB, you did a great job.
Yeah, Paul Skeens. I was going to say, if you're going to put him in the All-Star game, you got to start him. And on the flip side, if you're going for pure excitement, there's 2 pitchers you need to go to if you're the American League. Tariq Skubal, so you can get 102 from the right from the National League and 101 from the left from the American League. Or if you want to go for purely fans, Mason Miller. You get 102 from Skeens, you get 103 from Miller. If you want to go truly entertainment, Mason Miller opens up the game. For entertainment.
I don't know about that. Entertainment purposes, maybe, but I'm hoping it's Seth Lugo. But anyways, I think that would be fun. But I saw that, figure I'd mention it. I'm passing on this game. I want to quickly mention Braves. If you're not careful, at the end of the series, they could only be up a game for the wild card spot. The Braves are 4 games ahead of the Mets/Padres. They're 3 games ahead of the Cardinals. That's a lot closer than people think. The Braves aren't securely in a playoff spot right. Like they should not be comfortable right now, I should say, by any stretch of the imagination. They're only 4 games up. They've lost 2 in a row. Be careful. Both these 2 teams are kind of struggling right now because the Padres have lost 4 straight. So be careful, Braves, and be careful, Braves, because there's teams behind you. But no, I'm not going to trust either of these teams right now.
Yeah.
Padres money line. There you go. Under in the Nerfy. I could see it under. Can't trust the Padres. Machado is the most overpaid, overrated player in the MLB. I would actually take Lindor over him. That's fair. It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets. Hold on, let's do it. I think Sean Manaea should start. Okay. Can we? I know you're joking. Sean Manaea's been good this year, but he's not an all-star. I was never saying he was. Morel is going to be a stud. I think he
Jackson
could be.
Merrill. Yeah.
Jackson Merrill. Didn't he make the All-Star game? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say he made the All-Star game. All right, Nick, 2 games left, and I'm not betting this one.
Yeah. Arizona Diamondbacks and Toronto Blue Jays. Talk about 2 disappointing teams this year, and I get it. I think the Diamondbacks are still somewhat in the race. But this line opened up with Arizona minus 120. It's now minus 121. This line did get up to a 132. So we have a move towards we have a 1 cent line movement towards the Diamondbacks in this game. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 110. It's now 9 at minus 113. So not really much going on in the markets here. 78% of the tickets, 89% of the cash is on the Diamondbacks, with the line moving a massive 1 cent towards them, and 92% of the tickets, 95% of the cash on the over. Not a game that particularly has too much interest in at the moment. Yariel Rodriguez versus Ryan Nelson. 3 ERA, 0.87 whip for Yariel Rodriguez last 30 days. 7.8 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 4.8 walks per nine, a 118 BABIP, a 3.9 FIP, and a 4.75 SIERA. On the flip side, Ryan Nelson, a 3.49 ERA, a 1.09 whip, 6.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 0.95 walks per nine, a 287 BABIP, a 3.59 FIP, and a 3.97 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go towards Arizona. The hitting edge goes towards Arizona, 123 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 102, which is 17th. This is one of the easiest passes on the board. I don't want the Blue Jays, and I don't want the Diamondbacks. No interest in this game for me.
So I did bet the last. I mean, I obviously don't bet Blue Jay games, so this one's on automatic stay away. So I just look at – I find the Blue Jays game, I cross it out, I move on. I never get them right, so I don't even try with their games anymore. I'll be completely honest, I don't.
That's fair.
Which will bring us right to our last game, Nick.
I did move on this game, and yes, I beat a nice line movement on it too. Let's get into it. The Minnesota Twins and the San Francisco Giants. Line opened up in a 125. It's now a 142 for Minnesota. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 115. It's now a 7.5 minus 116. So a 1 cent line movement towards the over here as well. 92% of tickets, 87% of the cash is on the over here in this spot. We do have 77% of tickets and 76% of the cash is on the Minnesota Twins in this game. The line is moving swiftly towards them though. We have Joe Ryan taking on Kyle Harrison. Joe Ryan with a 3.26 ERA, 0.96 whip, 9.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 0.89 walks per nine, a 272 BABIP, a 3.3 FIP, and a 3.14 SIERA. On the flip side, Kyle Harrison I believe he just came back from an injury, and he looked bad in his first start. He has pitched twice in the last 30 days. Once was on. Nope, he did not pitch that game. He's pitched once in the last 30 days. He went 3 1/3 against Cleveland, gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 3 1/3. Did not look good. And I don't have much confidence in Kyle Harrison at all. The bullpen edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins, and the hitting edge goes towards the Minnesota Twins, which over the last 30 days are murdering left-handed pitching. 192 WRC plus, which is number 1 in baseball by far against left-handed pitching. Against a lefty, I do not trust in Kyle Harrison. I took the Minnesota Twins last night at minus 130. I saw a nice edge on this one. I thought the line was going to go up, and the line has gone up, and I expect it to continue going up. And I lean towards the Minnesota Twins team total over as well, just because I see them getting to Kyle Harrison. Let's take a look at what that is. It is a 4.5 at plus money. Lean that way as well, but I'm just going to stick with the money line at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with the 5 plays that we're going to have up on the site today for baseball, and I'm going to have one up for the WNBA, and I think I'm cool for today. I don't like to try to force plays. I feel like if I try to go after something in this game, it's a little bit forced, and no real reason for me to try to do that. We've been doing well in baseball all year by not forcing plays. So that's what we're going to do today is just kind of stay off of this game and stick with the 5 plays that I have in the MLB for today. Let's roll with those. There we go. And then I just put the WNBA up, and then I'm going to put that in the thing, and then we'll be able to post out that. But that is all the games for today. Let's go back to the chat just real quick. Over 9 in the Twins run line. I can see that. Twins run line with the over 4.5 runs. Good luck. Jay's actually showing a pulse. I'm riding them to into the break, plus 125 for the series. Good luck. I don't bet those games. Twins series minus 105. Book it. And 446 forces plays. Good for you, dude. But that is everything for today. Before we head on out, we'll do some housekeeping and recapping on all that stuff. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. They are above Nick's head, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. We're posting on those every single day. If you guys are interested in jumping on becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. It's where you get all the plays that we put up on the picksandparlays.net website. I'm about to post the entire card in about 5 seconds for the member onlys, and it's up. So there you go. And I post that every single day so you guys know what we're on for all the sports that are going on at the time. And make sure you guys are subscribing. We're trying to reach 4,000 subscribers. Thanks, ESB. We got you, Ramon. And this was fun. Okay. You're hilarious, 446. Ha, ha, ha. Anyways, recap time. I was this close to betting the Oakland Athletics. If anything, I might try to have a little bit of fun with a round robin. I'll throw like Oakland plus 2.5 or something in there. But we'll see. I will be on the Tigers run line. I will be on the Orioles. I'm on the Mets run line. We're on the Reds run line. I'm on the Brewers run line. I'm on the... That's it. That's everything I got for today. I didn't bet most of the last games. Nick. You're muted. You are muted. Dun, 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 dun.
My bad. Yeah. Detroit Tigers minus 130 Fanatics. Baltimore Orioles plus 105 Fanatics. New York Mets minus 1.5 minus 115 DraftKings. Cincinnati Reds minus 1 minus 113 ESPN Bet. Milwaukee Brewers minus 1.5 minus 110 BetMGM. Los Angeles Angels first 5 plus 125 Bet365. Minnesota Twins minus 130 Bet ESPN.
There you go. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for today's show. We got one more comment to get to. How's the new job, Nick?
I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it.
That's cool, Earle. That's going to do it for the rest of this one. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll let you guys know an updated schedule for the next couple of weeks tomorrow, because me and Nick will end up talking about that afterwards. And tell you exactly, guys, what's going on. So, but stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.